Zdrave. Hello again from Varna, Bulgaria. I just wanted to use this post to give tribute to the passing of one of my childhood heroes. I just found out that he had went to be with Jesus on July 6th of this year. He died from a hemorrhagic stroke at the age of 83. He was a name that was known around the world. When I say his name, you're going to know who I'm talking about. His name was Charlie Daniels. He wrote the song "The Devil Went Down to Georgia," which everybody knows, but that wasn't the only great song that he had. I became a fan of Charlie Daniels when I was a very young man, about the age of 11. I began to listen to his music, and the songs that impacted my life, Still in Saigon, The Legend of Woolly Swamp, In America, a powerful patriotic song. He also had the song, which was The Long-Haired Country Cowboy, which I could identify with because I had long hair from the age of 10 on. He also had that song that probably would not be popular today or accepted because of the politically correct spirit that's in our age. But that song was called "The South's Gonna Do It Again." But Charlie Daniels was not just a great performer and singer. He was also a powerful conservative who was outspoken, and he also was a born-again believer and not ashamed, not embarrassed to speak about his faith, very bold, a great supporter of the unborn, pro-life, and I really appreciate his stands. When I found out about his faith, I was greatly encouraged by that. But Charlie Daniels was somebody that personally impacted my life. My experience with that was in 1979, the same year that the song came out, "The Devil Went Down to Georgia." I was 13 years old. I was working at the Cheyenne Frontier Days Rodeo. If you hadn't heard, that is the world's largest outdoor rodeo in Wyoming. It is also called the daddy of them all. And at the age of 13, I was offered a job. My dad was a cook with the rodeo, and I was offered a job washing pots and pans, which were so big I could actually climb into them. But through the process of working that job, someone gave me 2 tickets to see Charlie Daniels. He was performing at the grandstand at the rodeo at the Cheyenne Frontier Days, and I was given these tickets. So I went with a friend, and we began to watch this concert. It was the first time in my life I'd ever been to a live concert. And at the age of 13, I'm watching this great musician, Charlie Daniels, and his very, very talented band begin to sing all those great songs that I loved. Of course, we all enjoyed his rousing rendition of "The Devil Went Down to Georgia." But at the close of this concert, he said, "I'm going to do something a little different." And he says, "I'd like to sing a song and that you all know." And then the lights went out. And I'll never forget this moment. I can picture it in my mind. The lights came on again. I remember the purple basking in this purple glow from the lights. Charlie Daniels takes center stage with his violin, with his fiddle in his hand, and he begins to play that refrain of the song, "The Amazing Grace." And he takes his instrument, puts it down to his side, begins to lift his hands to heaven and sing, "Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me." And here I am, a rebellious and lost 13-year-old boy, had no concept of what was taking place, but something in my heart told me something spiritual, something powerful was taking place. I wish I would have understood the gravity of that moment and given my life to Jesus. But it took another 9 years before I finally did bow my knee to Jesus Christ, repent from my sin, and surrender all my life to him. But I want to say that I'm so grateful that that seed was sown, even at that young age. I also want to say that I rejoice knowing that Brother Charlie Daniels has now received his reward in heaven. He's heard with his ears those words from Matthew 25:21 that we all long to hear. "Well done, good and faithful servant. You were faithful over few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord." So I want to say, well done, Charlie Daniels. You don't know, or maybe perhaps you do know, watching down from heaven. But I know someday you will know, because when I get to heaven and am able to tell you how much that moment impacted my life and the great work that you did in the earth, and how many more people, I'm sure, whose lives you've impacted by your faith, by your courage. Well done, Charlie Daniels. And so I'm just going to close with a little rendition of the song, "Well Done." And you, Lord, till you come. I can almost hear the trumpet sound. In the twinkling of an eye, I will be gone. I can't wait to hear the words, well done, well done, faithful servant, well done, enduring, well done, this is heaven. I can't wait to hear the words, well done. I can't wait to hear the words, well done. Got on a plane in Frisco and got off in Vietnam. I walked into a different world of the past, forever gone. I could have gone to Canada, or I could have stayed at school. I was brought up differently, I couldn't break the rules. 13 months and 15 days, and the last ones were the worst. One minute I'd kneel down and pray, and the next I'd stand and curse. No place to run to where I did not feel this war. When I got home, I stayed alone and checked behind each door, 'cause I'm still in Saigon, still in Saigon, still in Saigon, in my mind. The ground at home was covered in snow and I was covered in sweat. My younger brother calls me a killer and my daddy calls me a vet. Everybody says I'm someone else, I'm sick and there's no cure. And I don't know just who I am, only one place I was sure, when I was still in Saigon, still in Saigon, still in Saigon, in my mind. Every summer when it rains, I smell the jungle, I hear the plains. I can't tell no one, I feel ashamed, afraid someday I'll go insane. That's been 10 long years ago, and time has long gone by. Now and then I catch myself, eyes searching through the sky. All the sounds of long ago will be forever in my head, mingled with the wounded cries in the silence of the dead, 'cause I'm still in Saigon,